talk about the Moses of her people. They told us she was just a conductor on the Underground Railroad. They told us she led a few enslaved people to freedom and then disappeared into history. But what they didn't tell us is that Harriet Tubman was a soldier, a spy, a strategist, and a symbol of unstoppable faith. How about some black history that makes you go, In this episode, we're traveling back to the 1800s to meet the woman who refused to be owned, who walked through swamps and storms, guided only by the stars above, and went back again and again until her people were free. They told us slavery ended because of politicians and paperwork, that freedom came from laws written in ink instead of blood, sweat, and sacrifice. But that's not how freedom was won. Freedom was fought for by the hands of those who refused to die in chains. And no one embodies this more than Harriet Tubman. Here's what really happened. Born Anraminta Ross, there we go, around 1822 in Maryland, she endured the unthinkable, beatings, separation, humiliation, yet her spirit never broke. After escaping slavery in her 20s, she could have stayed safe in the North. But Harriet said no. She made at least 13 trips back to the South, rescuing around 70 enslaved men, women, and children through the Underground Railroad, without ever losing a single passenger. Her code name was Moses because she led her people out of bondage. She relied on coded songs, secret networks, and divine guidance to navigate the path to freedom. And when danger came close, she carried a pistol, not for the enemy, but to keep the fearful from turning back. Because going back meant death, and she refused to let fear lead her mission. But her courage didn't stop there. During the Civil War, Tubman worked with as a nurse, a scout, and a spy for the Union Army. In 1863, she became the first woman to lead an armed military raid in U.S. history. She guided Union troops up the Combahee River in South Carolina, liberating more than 700 enslaved people in a single night. Think about that. A formerly enslaved woman leading soldiers into battle. That's not just history. That's prophecy fulfilled. And yet, when the war ended, the nation she helped save barely paid her a pension. She lived humbly, cared for others, and opened a home for the elderly. Even in poverty, she stayed rich in faith. She once said, I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were enslaved. Doesn't that sound familiar? Why does her story still matter? Because in every generation, we face a new kind of slavery: mental, financial, emotional, or cultural. Harriet's legacy reminds us that freedom begins the moment you stop asking permission to be yourself. She teaches us that leadership isn't about comfort, it's about courage. And that liberation starts with armies, but with one determined soul saying no more. So what about you? Where are you still walking someone else's path when you should be carving out your own? Who could you lead to freedom if you found the courage to step out first? Harriet Tubman didn't wait for history to change. She became the change herself. Because we understand that 5 minutes a day keeps the miseducation away and it keeps you inspired, I want you to stay curious, stay consistent, and keep learning what they tried to bury. If you enjoyed this lesson and want to go deeper, click the link to learn more about our Black History flashcards and start reclaiming our story one card at a time. Until next time, good people, my name is Freddie Taylor. I'm the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals. Love, peace, and power to the people.